Greetings everyone. This guide will only be helpful for the low spenders and free-to-play only. I have no intention of making a guide for the big players. For now, the guide will only be for the low spenders and the free-to-play players only, and I will try as much as possible to use only few resources to give you an idea how you should put your gems or use them. If you find this guide useful and helpful for you, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help and motivates me to create more guides for you. So now let's start. Now I'm going to assume one of the followings. Since you are free to play, you are unlikely at the maximum plasma level. That's impossible. So I am going to assume that you are either plasma 8 or plasma 9. Maybe if you are patient enough, you would be plasma 10 if you are maybe low spenders, but let us only assume that you are either plasma 8 or plasma 9. Which of the gems should you pick, and how it looks like, and how to even upgrade it or to choose an upgrade? Now, when you go into the game for the first time, the game is going to give you the craft option, and you are going to craft 10 free gems. However, with those 10 free gems, you are going to be guaranteed to get one of the most powerful skills, which is called Hero Damage Bonus Unit. You are going to only get one of these, and the chance of getting this one is ridiculously low. Now, you are going to have this one. If you are a plasma 8, you are going to put this Hero Damage Bonus Unit on the barracks that deals the highest damage according to your strongest heroes. What do I mean by that? Let me explain to you in one of my reports. For example, this report. For the heroes, you here can see that my infantry hero is doing a lot of kills, which means his skills are obviously dealing a lot of more damage, more than the hunter, more than the rider. This obviously could be different for you, could be different for anyone else. It is based on how much development or investment you have did in your heroes. If you have strong infantry heroes, then by all means use the gem on your infantry. I'm not gonna recommend you to put a health, of course. The only time I will tell you would put health into your infantry if only you have 2 slots or more. If you have a single slot, you are fine to put this gem on it. This one. If it is obviously the best or the strongest hero, but if your infantry is not the best or the strongest hero, you are going to switch this and put it somewhere else. Now, what are we looking for when we upgrade gems? We are looking for 4 types of the stats. Let me explain to you. Once the gem reaches level 3, we are looking for one of these: final hero damage taken, behemoth damage, or enemy behemoth damage reduction. Keep that in your mind. Now, how are we going to upgrade or assign gems to us? Let's say you are a plasma 9 or plasma 8. If you are a plasma 8, you are going obviously to put 1 final hero damage here for your infantry if it's the strongest. If it's not the strongest, put the gem on your strongest and put a health gem here. Now, since you are out of resources or you have a little resources, then you are obviously going to start with the health. If you have a second slot, you are going to put defense and health. Obviously, if your infantry is not the strongest, but if your infantry is the strongest, you are going to put health and you are going to put final hero damage. Otherwise, you are better off sticking into troop defense and troop health. And if anyone told me, okay, but there are too much stats for defense and health, I'm gonna tell you the following: at this stage of the game, even free-to-play can have 2,000 or 3 or 2,500 stats of this defense right now, or maybe 500 or 600 health. Anyway, it's a lot. So the hero damage or hero damage reduction is going to be massive help, because if a whale attacked you, keep in mind it's based on how strong his attack. If he's dealing 1,000,000 damage, so 1% reduction from 1,000,000 damage is a lot. And of course, at the crazy level of these big whales, the reduction always much better than mere defense or health. Anyway, let's continue. So let's assume that infantry is not your best hero for the skill damage dealing. Then you are going to put health and you are going to put defense. Once you are done with this, you are going to go to your hunter and literally do the same. If they are level 1, you are going to put lethality first. If you have a lethality, if you don't have a lethality, of course you are going to put attack, but since I have level 2, let me put for now an attack. But obviously you are supposed to put lethality first, but since I don't have a level 1 lethality, I'm going to put a level 2. And then I will put a level 1 attack. Assuming I am plasma 9 here. If I'm plasma 8, I'm going to only put lethality. If I'm plasma 9, I'm going to put a lethality and attack. Then I would go back to the riders and literally do the same. For the rider, I will put the lethality first, and again I will put the attack. Once we are done with this, here comes the way to upgrade your gems and choose the right stats. Now, what you are supposed to upgrade is health first. This is obviously. We are going to upgrade the troop health first to level 2, and then we are going to upgrade it back to level 3. And here is the most important part: choosing the stats and when to choose defense, when to choose health, when to choose lethality, when to choose attack. Now keep one thing in your mind, that the stats has a minimum and maximum. Sometimes the stats become so trash that it gives you the minimum, like this example, troop health 2%. You can take the scale of 1 to 2 when it comes to defense and health. For example, 1 health is almost equal to 2 defense, which means if you have 3 defense, which is more than double, then you would definitely pick defense in this case. So we are going to pick defense because defense is more than 2 times of the health in here. Now comes the second upgrade, which is defense unit. It of course increases the defense. We are going to upgrade it to level 3. You see here, there are 2 useless stats and only 1 good stat, so you have no options. Since this is infantry, attack is pointless, lethality is pointless, we are going for the defense. Once we are done with the infantry, we are going to go to the hunters, upgrading the lethality first. Here's another example. If you want perfection, then you need to know that 6.2 attack is stronger, still stronger, even by little than the 3 lethality. You will pick the attack here because it's again more than double, like literally. It has 3%, that's 6%. So basically it's double and some little extra. So we are going for the attack on this one. For the attack, we are going to do the same. Look at this now. Here is the stats that we are looking for. As I mentioned before, we are looking for a hero final damage like hero damage reduction, behemoth. These are the most powerful skills so far in the game. So we are going to go with a troop hero final damage in here. We are lucky we got this one. We are done with this, with the range. Now we are going to go to the rider. On the rider, we are going to upgrade the lethality. Oh, I guess we are lucky. We are going to take troop time hero final damage reduction. Again, we are going to upgrade the attack. Okay, so since I don't have, you are going to add to upgrade this attack. I'm surprised why I don't have. I'm supposed to be having. It says in deficient materials, but at the same time, there is. Weird. Okay, let me craft level 2 first. Now, we are going to pick lethality here. Why? Because the attack is not more than double. It's less. So the lethality is way much better than the attack in this case. Now, as a plasma 9, we are done with it. Okay. And obviously, the third slot here is for final damage for the heroes if you have any. But you don't have any, you can fill it with defense or health. It doesn't matter really much. Now, what is your next step? Don't upgrade your gems to level 4. You are going to keep farming level 3 gems until you find the following. You need to find the gems that has behemoth reduction or better multiplier when it comes to final hero damage. These are the best gems in the game. Look for this one as an example. It has troop type hero final damage reduction. If you ask me which of the stats is much better, anything that is reduction for me is much better than damage dealing. Why? The more you survive, obviously take this as a literally a rule. The more you survive in the battle, the more you dash out damage. The main and the best stats in the game is being health, troop health, because it allows your infantry to live longer. If your infantry lived longer, this means you are going to dash more damage. And if you did more damage, you are going to win. That's basically it. And keep in mind something. There is another stats that is called global stats. This global stats, it doesn't matter where you put it. For example, you have behemoth damage and enemy behemoth damage. These are global stats. So if you put a global stats in rider, for example, like behemoth damage, it will buff the whole army damage because it is literally your behemoth basically. It's gonna buff the damage your behemoth does to the enemy. The same goes for the behemoth damage reduction. It's gonna reduce the damage your army is taking from the behemoth, okay? However, when it comes to the final hero damage is only based on your hero, and I did show you how to choose it. It is literally based on your investment. If you are investing a lot in your infantry and your infantry is much better and dealing more damage, then it's way much better, of course, for you to put it in the infantry. So your next step basically after you have reached level 3 with everything is to keep collecting level 3 gems until you have one of these stats on them. You fill all of them with damage from behemoth, damage increased to the behemoth, or you have the final hero damage. Once you get all of your level 3s into these decent stats, then you can think again about upgrading, and you will have to start for the infantry. But keep in mind something, that the gem level itself is limited. If you are plasma 8, you can have up to level 3. If you have like plasma 9, the level keeps increasing. Plasma level 10, the level of the gems is going to increase. But again, since you are free to play anyway, it's going to take you a lot of time to literally grind and find the perfect level 3 gems. Trust me when I say the stats is really little, but what matters is the reductions, that you are collecting as much reduction. It is really easy. Level 3 is not massively hard. It takes time, but that's how you are supposed to play. You should never go to level 4 unless all of your level 3 gems is full of damage reduction, full of behemoth reduction, or behemoth related skills, and hero related skills, of course. That's it for me, guys. I wanted just to add two important notes. The note number 1 is, when it comes to this gem, if you find a couple of the gems, please do not fuse it. It is freaking hard to get. If you find it, just put 1 gem on each of the barracks. 1 for infantry, 1 for riders, and 1 for hunter. It will give you much more buff than upgrading it. See, if I try to upgrade it, it's going to give me 1%, which is much less than having 3 gems added to the 3 barracks. That's another thing. One more thing is, if one of your gems has this one, final damage reduction or final damage increase or something, you can lock it. Once you lock it, the gem will never be used for refines, and you will never going to lose the gem. If you find this video useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions regarding it. That's it, guys, and have a wonderful day.
Gatto Juventino!